our destination is New Orleans. Oh, I've always wanted to go there. And tonight I owe this first trip to a letter from my new friend, Ethel Burroughs. Dear Loretta, she says, I work in the complaint department of a large store, and I'm sick of those demanding, impossible people. Right now, I'd like to shoot a hole through the head that gave birth to the idea that the customer is always right. Do you know what I mean? Now, my job pays well, and I don't want to quit. But what to do, what to do? Well, Ethel, I could suggest that you take a vacation or concentrate on treating everyone the way you'd like them to treat you. But then you'd want to shoot a hole through my head, wouldn't you? And I wouldn't blame you. So instead, let's take that trip to New Orleans, huh? Of course, there are two New Orleans. The one by night and the New Orleans by day. Monday, to be exact. The Monday morning of a very busy week at the La France Hotel. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
You have a reservation for me, Sally Webster.
Webster?
That's right.
Did you write or phone in for your reservation?
I wrote a letter early in December. And, oh, thank heaven, I got a confirmation from your manager about a week later. There you are.
Thank you.
Is anything wrong?
No, Miss Webster.
Well, perhaps if you checked it with your manager.
Well, I am the manager, ma'am, the new manager.
Oh.
This letter is from Mr. Howard, my predecessor.
Oh.
Would you excuse me, please?
Yes, surely.
Look at this letter. Howard's confirmation for a suite. How could this possibly happen in this week of all times?
She wants a suite. Why, we don't even have a broom closet.
Front. Captain, would you please take Miss Webster's things to 309?
Thank you.
I hope you have a pleasant visit with us, Miss Webster. And if there's anything we can do for you, please let us know.
Well, thank you. Oh, by the way, I believe you have some mail for me and a package.
Mail?
Yes.
Mr. Vincent, is there mail or a package for Miss Webster?
No, nothing.
But there must be. I airmailed the package myself over a week ago, and I know there's some letters there.
You're sure, Mr. Vincent?
Positive.
Well, you might at least look. Those letters are very important.
Well, I know, miss, that I've seen nothing for you.
Then I would suggest that you check your staff thoroughly. That package was insured for $700.
Miss Webster, we'll do everything we can, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Ralston, please. Mr. Ralston? This is Miss Webster in 309. I called to invite you up for tea. Oh, well, that's too bad. Because I wanted to find out if you had anything in mind in the line of entertainment for me this week. Oh, yes, I can imagine how busy you are. But surely you could get away for one cup of tea, couldn't you? Oh, well, that's good. And I'll see you presently. Thank you. Room service, please. A room service. This is Miss Webster in 309. Would you please send up some hot chocolate for 2? That's right. And some French pastries? Thank you. How nice of you to come up.
Well, it was nice of you to ask me. I'm sorry I can just stay for a minute, but the hotel is full, as you might guess, and there are all kinds of things to attend to.
Oh, my, I can tell you work too hard. What you need is a drink. I'll cancel the tea.
Oh, well, no, thank you, ma'am. The tea will be just fine. Thank you.
Oh, are you sure a good stiff drink wouldn't sort of ease things up a little?
I never drink while I'm on duty, Miss Webster. Thank you, though.
Oh. Oh. Well, all right. In that case, I'll stick to tea, too. Oh, come over here. Sit down by me. Now, tell me all about yourself.
Well,
Are those gray streaks natural?
beg your pardon?
Oh, your gray streaks in your hair. They're so desperately attractive, I just wondered if you touched them up a little.
Well, certainly not, ma'am.
Oh, just Mother Nature at her best. Never mind. You were born right here in the South, of course. Right here in New Orleans?
Well, yes, I was. Well, not exactly right here in New Orleans, just outside New Orleans on my family's plantation.
On a plantation? Oh, how romantic.
I think the boys forgot to open the windows. It seems a little hot in here. Don't you find it a bit warm in here?
I thought it was just right. You mean to tell me that you have a plantation and that you don't live on it?
Well, unfortunately, I find it much too expensive to keep up for myself.
Oh, well, in that case, why don't you sell it? Oh, then at least you wouldn't have to work here.
Well, I have other plans for it, ma'am, and as far as my job here goes, I find it very pleasant most of the time.
Oh, yes, I suppose so. I suppose this job does have endless possibilities. Well, you must meet lots of rich women in a holiday mood.
I'm afraid, Miss Webster, I'm going to have to be terribly rude and ask you to excuse me.
Oh, but you see, I've already ordered the tea.
Well, I'm sorry, but...
Well, by the way, if the service in this hotel was all it was supposed to be, that tea should have been here by now. Oh, saved by the bell. Or should I say, knock? Mr. Ralston, come over and sit by me again.
Well, now, Miss Webster, wasn't this well worth waiting for?
Waiter, I ordered tea and sandwiches.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm sure you ordered chocolate and French pastries.
No, I didn't.
You see, sir? It's written right there.
Well, I don't care what it says right there. I never eat French pastries, and I dislike chocolate in any form. I never eat it, I can't. It makes me itch.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I was sure that...
I'm sorry that you're sorry, but I know what I ordered.
Excuse me, ma'am. Please bring Miss Webster her tea. Once more, we seem to have failed you, ma'am. Now, I'm really ashamed to say I'm sorry.
Never mind. Doesn't matter anyway.
Well, you're very kind. Now, I must excuse myself.
Oh, but wait a minute. I haven't learned one thing about the Mardi Gras.
Perhaps tomorrow.
Oh. Very well. Oh, waiter, just a minute. There you are.
$5?
Yes. And, forget about the tea, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wait a minute. Wonderful. Just leave them. Thank you. Hi.
Oh, Miss Webster, good evening.
Good evening. That's quite a get-up you've got on. You going on a hayride?
Oh, no, ma'am. I'm off duty here, and I'm on my way out to my place to have a look around.
Oh, off duty here? And now it's whole corn dictator time, huh?
Yes.
Well, you certainly have a lovely evening for it.
Yes, it is nice, isn't it?
Mr. Ralston, I've never seen a real plantation. I really would love to see your place.
Well, now, you're more than welcome to ride out with me. I'm afraid it won't be very exciting.
Relatively speaking, it's bound to be more exciting than sitting here in this dark corner all evening, wouldn't you say?
Yes, ma'am. My car's right over this way.
Thanks.
Someday I'm going to see the place exactly as it was in my great-grandfather's day.
Must have seemed like another world then.
It's going to be that way again, too.
What are you going to do? Rob a bank or embezzle from the hotel?
Neither, but you're right. No one man can afford to do it for himself. That's why I hope to interest Mr. Easton in buying the place. Now, with his money, I can restore it and run it as a guest house in connection with the LaFrance in town. I know that if I can bring him here, he'll see the commercial possibilities of the place. Sorry, I got carried away.
I want to thank you for whisking me out of my dark corner tonight.
Well, it was my pleasure, ma'am.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Miss Webster.
Yes?
There's a ball tomorrow night, ma'am, and if you're free, I'd like very much to escort you.
Why, I'd love to go.
Good.
Is it a costume ball?
Yes.
Oh, how exciting.
I'll call the costumer in the morning and make arrangements for you.
Do you mean to tell me you're even going to pick out my costume for me?
Well, if you like.
Oh, I do like, and I think it's wonderful service.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, good night.
Good night. Miss Webster.
Yeah?
May I tell them at the desk what time to ring you in the morning, ma'am?
Say, aren't you still off duty?
Yes.
Well, then, wouldn't you like to come in for a little nightcap,
Miss Webster, as you know, here in the hotel we have rules that gentlemen are not permitted in ladies' room after a certain hour.
Well, if you leave the door open, they are.
Yes.
Good, then come on in.
Miss Webster, I'm sorry, but, well, I have some reports that I have to fill out still.
Oh. All right. Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Wow. Mr. Ralston, sir, you sure got character. Morning, Mr. Vincent.
Oh, good morning, Miss Webster.
Did you ever find my mail?
No, Miss Webster.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's all right. My, it's a lovely morning, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, yes, it certainly is.
Good morning.
It must be. Miss Webster just stopped by, and she seemed quite normal.
You know, she's a lady of many moods.
Do you think she's entirely well?
What do you mean?
You know.
Well, I certainly hope so. I invited her to go to the ball with me tonight.
Newton, that was a mistake.
Oh, I don't think so. You know, there are times when she's really very sweet.
Honey, you ought to clean your glasses. The king goes on the queen. Deaf as well as blind, Dearie, the king of spades goes on the queen of spades.
Yes, I know, Miss,
Webster, Sally Webster.
Miss Webster, did you know they call this game solitaire? Meaning played by one?
Yes, I know. I play it all the time. Now, look here. This goes there, the 7 on top, the 8 on top, and then the king of spades on the queen of spades, see? And then you turn this one over like that.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, but that's the way you're supposed to play the cards, see?
I find the nicest thing about solitaire is that you can play it any way you choose.
Oh.
You can make up your own rules. You can even cheat if you have a mind to.
Oh, well, I always say every man to his own taste. Oh, I see another move.
I'm sure they have many decks of cards at the desk. Why don't you get a pack and play a game for yourself?
No, thanks. I hate cards. This goes right up there, see? And then you turn this over just like...
Miss, will you please?
What?
I find your constant interruptions very annoying. Will you please go away?
Well, you don't have to be rude.
Well, evidently I do, to make you understand.
Well, I like that.
This hotel used to be much more careful about who it selected as its guests.
And just what do you mean by that?
I've been coming to this hotel for 25 years, and I have never been subjected to a scene like this.
Good morning,
Mr.
ladies.
Ralston, This woman just insulted me. She just told me I was the worst guest you've had in this hotel for 25 years.
Well, Mrs. Logan.
I didn't say that, but I'm afraid it's true.
There, she just did it again.
Now, what seems to be the trouble?
Well, she just got out on the wrong side of the bed. That's all I can say.
I was playing a game of solitaire when this young lady insisted upon joining me. I'd greatly appreciate it, Mr. Ralston, if you could make her understand that I do not find her company agreeable to me now or in the future.
Well, I was only trying to help the poor old girl.
Now, Miss Webster, I am sure there are more cards at the desk.
But I don't want to play cards.
Would you please excuse me?
I'm awfully sorry that this had to happen, Mrs. Logan, and I assure you it won't happen again. Will it, Miss Webster?
I should say not. I know when I'm not wanted.
And I wanted your stay to be especially nice this visit.
Well, I can hardly blame you, Mr. Ralston, but I do think you could check your guest list a little more carefully.
Now, look here, lady,
Miss Webster, I'm sure you didn't mean to annoy Miss Logan, did you?
No. Of course I didn't. I'm very sorry.
Good morning.
I don't understand you. I just don't understand you at all. You behave like you take evil pills or something. You go along being your own charming self, and then all of a sudden you take a pill, and then wham, everything goes wrong. Oh, Miss Webster, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to talk to you like that,
You needn't be.
What?
Well, you were just doing your job, that's all. I was out of line, you put me straight. The harmony of this hotel is your responsibility.
Yeah.
Oh, our jobs aren't always pleasant, are they? Of course, it's easy to be nice when the job is pleasant. But the difficult task is to remain nice when the job is not so pleasant. Huh? Well, I'd better get up to my room. You know, they're delivering my costume in a few minutes, and I'm just dying to see what you picked out for me. Goodbye. I'll see you later, huh? After all, our jobs are not always pleasant, are they? It's easy to be nice when the job is pleasant. Now, the difficult task is to remain nice when the job is not so pleasant.
When the job's pleasant. But the difficult task is to remain nice when the job's not so pleasant. Why, Miss Webster, you're nothing but a snooper.
What's that, Newt?
Oh, Miss Webster, she's nothing but a service detective. She's here checking on our characters in service.
A snooper? A hotel irritant? Well, that surely explains a lot of things.
It most certainly does.
You watch your step with her tonight. Oh, I will. Now, Newton, these Mardi Gras balls get me mighty lively.
Miss Webster, did I remember to tell you you were the most beautiful she-devil at that whole ball tonight?
Yes, you did many, many times.
Oh, good. Come here. Don't you just love Mardi Gras?
Yes, I thought it was a wonderful party.
And don't you just love me?
Shh, Mr. Ralston, aren't you afraid someone might...
Don't you?
Don't I what?
Oh, never mind. I guess I was too bold or something.
Now, honestly, it's my turn not to understand you.
Well, why?
Well, you were perfectly all right at the ball and in the car coming home, and, well, now, look at you.
I guess it was that last Cafe Diable,
You mean the brandy that was in it?
Yes.
Mr. Ralston, you better go to bed.
Oh, it's early.
Oh, yes, it's very early in the morning. It's 2:45, and I think you ought to go...
Sally.
What?
May I call you Sally?
Well, now, just a minute. Do you usually call your guests by their first name?
No, of course I don't.
Not so loud. Someone
But
will...
you're different, aren't you, Sally?
Good night, Mr. Ralston, and thank you for a lovely evening.
Good night, ma'am. It has been fun, hasn't it?
Your high spirits seem to come and go, don't they?
They do, don't they? Sort of like your evil attacks, huh?
Yes. Good night.
How's about a little kiss, Sally?
Oh, now, please,
Oh,
Mr.
no,
Ralston.
no. Put on your mask. Now, who could possibly object to a pirate kissing a she-devil?
Oh, look, it's very late, and I've got to go to bed.
Well, now, why? I'm the only one who has to work in the morning. You're on vacation, aren't you?
Yes, I am. But, well, you see, I have some business I had to take care of in the morning.
Business?
Yes,
Now, what kind of a business would a pretty girl like you be in?
Well, you see,
Shh. Now, don't tell me if you're an atomic spy or something, because I'm not very good at keeping secrets.
Oh.
Are you?
Oh, yes, I'm very good at keeping
yes,
secrets.
I bet you are, Well, now, if I kiss you, you won't tell Mr. Easton, will you?
Good night, Mr. Ralston.
Hi.
I said good night to you downstairs. Now, go away.
Don't you want me to come in for a little nightcap?
It's time for cereal, not nightcap.
I'm off duty now. Let's live it up a little.
Oh, now, look, you cannot come in here. You have rules in this hotel. You told me so yourself.
Yeah, well, I'll leave the door open.
Mr. Ralston, you could lose your job for just looking at a guest like that.
I could, couldn't I?
Now, look here, Mr. Ralston, please.
Call me Newt, please.
Now, there are lots of other things I'm going to call you if you don't get out of here.
Oh, well, now, that's no way to speak to a poor pirate.
I'll report you, that's what I'll do.
Oh, Sally, now relax.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Just stop and think for a minute. You'll lose everything. Your job, your dream plantation, everything.
But I don't care. Nothing else seems to matter now but you.
Wait a minute. I just don't understand you at all, that's all.
Oh, sure you do, honey. You had me pegged right the first day.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This job does have endless possibilities, like you, a rich woman in a holiday mood.
I am not a rich woman. I am not in a holiday mood. And you take that glint in your eye right out for a walk.
Oh, let's forget everything and rumba.
Oh, stop it. This is silly.
I know it's insane, honey, but it's bigger than both of us, so don't fight it. Just go.
Oh, you're insane. You're also the manager at this hotel.
And you're no guest.
What?
I said you're no guest, honey. As one employee to another. Come on over here, sit down, and relax.
Well, I don't know what you mean.
Hmm?
But you're going to lose your job. I know that.
I mean that you're a snooper. An adorable little snooper. You know, a hotel irritant.
All right. All right, I am. And you know as well as I do the job of a hotel irritant. Now, Mr. Easton is very interested in your plantation. And he is waiting right now for my report.
I had a hunch about that.
You did?
Mm-hmm. But, Sally, the most important thing right now is, will you marry me?
Well, Mr. Ralston, I'd have to think about that. I have thought about it. Yes, I will. Well, Ethel, we've sort of taken you on a busman's holiday, haven't we? Because Newt's job, like yours, has to do with people. And jobs like people are never perfect, even as you and I. So, if we deal with them kindly and considerately, we're adding something good to their lives. And, incidentally, to our own. There's a wonderful quotation, I think, by John Donne. Let me read it to you. No man is an island entire of itself. Each man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. So, from one little cog in the wheel to another, good night. See you next week.
Visit Loretta Young again next week, same time, same station.